Joshua Holt with the Holt Real Estate Team, Keller Williams Realty. As we're seeing rates continue to increase, I've had a few folks ask me, what's the difference between an adjustable rate mortgage and a fixed rate mortgage? And so today, I'd like to talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of adjustable rate mortgages. So first of all, what is an adjustable rate mortgage? Well, simply put, it's a mortgage where the rate can adjust or can be variable through the life of the loan. Typically, they are financed or amortized over the 30-year period, similar to a fixed rate mortgage, yet the rate period that you're focusing on is usually a shorter term. You'll see things like 5-year ARMs, as they're called, or adjustable rate mortgages, 7-year, potentially other terms. But the idea is that they still use the 30-year fixed period to calculate your payments, but they're only marking the interest or guaranteeing the interest for that shorter period of time. And then once that period of time ends, then your rate can adjust, potentially up or down, depending on where the market is at the time that your rate is due to adjust. So let's talk about what would be the advantages of going with an adjustable rate mortgage. Well, right now we're still maybe not seeing as huge of a gap between rates on the 30-year fixed and the adjustable rates, but I do think as we start to see more and more increases in the 30-year fixed rates, we may see a little bit more of a gap between the rates for fixed rate mortgages versus adjustable rate mortgages. So advantage one is potentially you could have a lower initial interest rate, and of course, lower interest rate would likely equate to a lower monthly payment during the period of your adjustable rate mortgage. Potentially with that, if you're able to get a lower payment and factoring in your debt to income ratio, you may potentially be able to borrow more. So of course, we're also seeing continued appreciation in home values. So this might be a tool that allows you to potentially borrow a little bit more to get that house that you really desire while your payments still stay within the budget and within the parameters that you're looking to set, both for your, like I said, for your budget and with your lender. The lower payment, of course, we've talked about this before. If you can always want to try to get the lowest payment that you can, because it gets you more flexibility. Of course, oftentimes you can pay more to upfront to kind of prepay a little bit when you have the means to do that. But when you don't, you already know that you can kind of rely on this lower payment to fit in with your budget and with your lifestyle. One advantage is the payments could potentially go down. So, we don't know where the rates are going to be in 5 years, 7 years, or wherever that adjustable rate period may look to change. And with that being said, there is always the potential that if rates do decrease again, you could potentially be able to refinance or adjust into a lower rate. So those are kind of some of the main advantages to looking at the adjustable rate mortgage route in addition to a fixed rate traditional mortgage. So let's flip the script and talk a little bit about what are some disadvantages that may be to an adjustable rate mortgage. Well, on the contrary, your payments may increase. So of course, in 5 or 7 years, if you find that you're still in the house that you desire and you're not looking to make a move, and now it's time for your rate to adjust, and rates have continued to climb, and let's say that they're up a fair amount from where they are today, well, that could result in your payments increasing. Of course, there's that second factor would be the unpredictabilities. The beauty of a 30-year fixed rate mortgage and why everyone loves them so much is that your rate is now locked in, your payment rather is locked in from a principal and interest standpoint for the next 30 years. With an adjustable rate mortgage, that's not going to be the case. So there is that unpredictability. And if you don't know exactly what your housing situation is going to be in 5, 7 years or more, that could create a little bit of additional anxiety around your budget and mortgage payment. Third one, and this is one where you really need to also talk with your mortgage professional, is find out if there's going to be any prepayment penalties. Sometimes we see those on the adjustable rate mortgages where you're not able to pay ahead on the mortgage, and other times you might be able to. So this is just something you really want to make sure that you're on the lookout and asking the right questions of your mortgage professional if there's going to be any prepayment penalties that would make this maybe not as attractive of a route to go. And fourth, probably just as a rule, adjustable rate mortgages can be a little bit more complicated. Like I said, you set that initial rate for your mortgage, and then they can increase by a certain percent or up to a certain percentage every year that they reset after that period, and they can only go up so much and they can only go down so much. So keep that in mind too. While I don't know that we're going to see rates return to where they were at the bottom, if that were to happen and the new rates happen to be lower than where your rate adjusted, you may or may not be able to take advantage of that really low rate. But the advantage is if the rates go up really high, you'll be capped to where they can raise the rate. So they can't just shoot your rate up like double if there's a cap in place that says they can only rise by, say, 2% each time that they adjust. So ultimately, adjustable rate mortgages, I think we'll see more of that kind of coming back into the market as rates continue to increase on the 30-year fixed rate mortgages. Whether or not that's the right option for you is definitely something that you should talk with your mortgage professional. If you need a recommendation for a great local lender, always reach out to us, and we're happy to connect you with some great lenders in the area that can help outline more for your specific situation in terms of what's the right fit for you. So once again, this is Joshua Holt with the Holt Real Estate Team, Keller Williams Realty. I hope you found our information about the advantages and disadvantages of adjustable rate mortgages beneficial today. Once again, if you have any questions about the local market or anything that me or my team can do to help you out, feel free to give us a call at 608-345-6594, or you can always email me directly at jdholt@kw.com. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video today, and be well.